then I'm golden. Told you I'm shining. Had to break through. Plan perfect timing. Giving no hands. Go get it. RadixTheRuler. Can't f with them peasants. Want to win pleasant. Envy the essence. Fuck about you. More about me. I come from the land that forgotten. That league of the shadows. My city like Gotham. But now I'm the man. You gon' hear this often. Stacking these gems. The boy ain't no option. All black like he gothic. But yet he still blossom. Desire to conquer. Ain't nothing gon' stop him.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Witness Weekly, episode 7 here on the Basement Sports Network. And if you are looking at, or if you are wondering why I look so confused, it is not because I'm wondering why the Heat got out rebounded by 30. It's because their power forward is 6'4". That's not the question. I'm confused because I'm wondering where George is. I got access to backstage here, and I'll go ahead and put this up. And I see George's. What's that sound? What? What's the George? Why?
Shut up!
Okay.
You don't know. We are in Struggle Town. But it's fine because I lost my fucking mind.
I swear to God, I thought you were coming in here trying to be George. It's very clear this Heat team is making George absolutely crazy. He needs to be sent to the insane asylum because what's up, George? Is this even George?
Always me. I'm here. I do this.
I really thought you were coming in here dressed as Joe Exotic, but the accents are just throwing me off.
It's fine. Don't worry about the accent. They change all the time. You don't know.
I do like the jersey though.
It's a good jersey. I picked it up from Swap Shop. 2 for 1. I picked this one up with one called Kim Lawaj one.
Oh yeah, you went to that Miami swap shop?
Oh, very good, very nice. Yes.
You ready to talk some Heat basketball? What is your name though?
I was walking on the street and I see Lowry walk in front of me and I say, "Oh my God, look at this fat ass!" And I could only see one ass cheek. I need a fucking telescope to observe how big this man. Bro, don't put me on fucking camera. I am perfect.
Wait a minute. I am. You just said you need a telescope to see Lowry's ass cheek.
I got to go back to stratosphere. That's why I go far view to look at telescopic view of his right ass cheek.
So you saying that thing had its own orbit? That's what you say.
Oh no, orbit far, brother. He's no orbit. Glenn Davis, now that orbit.
Why does Shay that big baby?
Well, because big baby fat.
So he got that gravitational pull.
Oh, you don't know, brother. This man is fucking huge. It pulled me different direction. I go left, go right. This team got me crazy. I don't know who I am anymore.
I'm sorry. I was just expecting to talk to George, so I'm a little flustered. Who are you? Nice to meet you.
Gabriel.
Are you well, by any chance? I don't know if you know what we do around here, Gabriel, but we tip. Oh my God!
It's story time with Ant. We now play the guitar. You talk.
Well, typically what we do around here is we talk very little basketball, and then we get into a little bit of hijinks. But I got a feeling today we're going to talk even less basketball. Are you a basketball fan, Gabriel?
Oh, very big fan. I go to all the game. I sit there next to Pat Riley. I go, what the fuck you do? I look Pat Riley. You screw the team. You bloody idiot. I've been kicked out of the stadium 3 times.
You're not a Pat Riley fan?
No. Him very mean. Very not nice guy.
Oh, really? What did he say to you?
I say to him, can we please go get power forward over the size of 6'1"? And he go, get the fuck out of my face, you freak. And then I leave stadium.
Yeah, but he got your boy Kyle Lowry. You like Lowry, right?
Oh, Kyle Lowry. Just beautiful, man. Beautiful. Well, what more could I expect from meatball on legs?
I mean, I do like a good meatball, man.
We talk about the Heat. We're going to talk about something. We had 3-game win streak. It was very nice, very good.
And then, all right, so let's get into these last couple of games here, man. So you mentioned the 3-game win streak. They went ahead and they beat a bum ass Charlotte team twice. So if you want to count that, that's fine with me. Then they go ahead and they beat. What happened?
I count that. We did very good.
And well, then you know what? They have a nice win versus the Phoenix Suns, and then they close it off with an absolute stinker versus Toronto, man. So I'll let you go ahead and take this. I honestly really don't have much to say. I mean, what do you think so far this past week?
I thought maybe, just maybe, that the 3 wins in a row was going to turn something around. The whole season was going to be tip top on its head, just like imagine man standing up and then you flip it over on its head. The Phoenix win gave me so much hope, and you know why? The big thing is as well, we are known for a team that has third quarters and we can't really come back from big deficits. It's not viable. We don't really do that.
Score. That's what happens. Yeah,
exactly right. We go shooting lulls and then it goes to crap. But against Phoenix, we fought, we battled. Dwayne Dedmon hit 2 threes, and this was perfect. And we still won the game with that beautiful block by Jimmy.
You a Dedmon fan?
No, not in a million years.
You don't like a little dial it up from distance?
If I saw him do that in real life, this guitar's going somewhere.
Where's it going, Gabriel?
Oh, don't worry about it. Brother, don't worry about where it go.
Somewhere where the sun don't shine.
The sun does not shine there often.
No, don't put the guitar away. I was hoping maybe you could sing us. I was hoping maybe you could. I was
Serious George is back. Okay, Serious George.
George, what are you doing?
Serious? Ed, is that you? It's been a long time, my friend. Oh my god.
I didn't even know that was you, George. What happened to Gabriel?
He's gone. I had to kick him out of the body.
I gotta say, this is surprisingly, this is one of my favorite intros to the show. I gotta we gotta find something to do, man, because this team sucks. Yeah, they won 3 games in a row, but then they went right back to who they are, the game versus Toronto. I mean, I got a couple notes, man. You had that first game versus Charlotte. It took a Jimmy Butler heroic performance just to beat that sorry team. Then you actually had your first great win of the season. They blew out the Charlotte Hornets. That was nice to see. Then you go down 11 in the fourth quarter to the great Phoenix Suns. Bam Adebayo finally realizes that nobody can guard him. Balls out. Has some phenomenal defense out there at the end from Caleb, Gabe, and especially Jimmy Butler. The great block at the end, and he loves to do that block way more than he would a game-winning shot. So that was nice to see. But all for nothing, because then you go versus the Toronto Raptors. You get out rebounded by damn near 100. You turn the ball over damn near 100 times, and you're not going to win basketball games doing that. And like you said, nothing's ever going to change when you got a power forward who's 6'1", and like you said, Pat Riley failed you, and that is a beautiful man, George. I forgot.
Why get rid of the dreads? Why do you do it?
So you know what? I'm with you. Maybe he would have taken more than 8 shots without Bam. I know I said I wasn't going to throw some shade Jimmy's way, but in that game versus Toronto,
I said it yesterday on the post game show. I'm not that upset. I was not upset about that. I wasn't upset about the fact that he took only 8 shots.
Oh, okay. You're talking about that aspect of it.
Because come postseason, if we get there, the big asterisk is sitting there. We don't know yet. We don't know anything about this team yet. You know what you're getting from Jimmy, but to get players like Jovic, Strus, Gabe, Vincent, Caleb Martin, all these shots, it only helps. They get more run under them when it comes to these important games and these postseason games. It's going to be really important to see, where they perform and how they perform and how better to do it when they're the ones being relied on in a game like that. When the game's close and look, we had stretches of the game where we were up by 10, 14, and then 21-0 run just killed us.
How do you let that happen, George?
Because you let Jamal Cain take 3 shots. Wait, that's how it happens.
It was open shots, though. I mean, if he's out there, he's got to shoot them.
Terrible shots.
I think the bigger problem is that he had to play in the first place because they kind of had no other options they could go to. I think that's kind of the bigger problem.
The rotation on this team pisses me off.
Why is that?
Because it's you have players sitting on the bench, just just relaxing, taking a day off, watching us lose by 12, and then by 4, and then by 8, and then it hurts. It hurts because they could be making a difference, and we got 3 roster spots right now, which are just non-factors at all. Jamal Cain's one of them. He barely plays, and you'll see him go back to the G League pretty soon. Highsmith's just sitting on the roster, just doing nothing, and then UD is 42 years old, so I don't expect him to be playing at all.
Yeah, he didn't even make the trip to Washington, so you don't got to worry about that.
Pathetic.
Honestly, George, I'm really tired, and I see as we're getting into this, I'm really tired of talking basketball. It's the same problems with this team. Like, nothing is going to change until they make a move. I know we got in a big argument, not even a big argument, but there's been a lot of discussion on Twitter about Jay Crowder, and I kind of liked him. I kind of thought he would do something because he's a guy who could play hard, and his team is lackadaisical, but the guys kind of talked me out of it, basically saying, why? You're not going to get Jay Crowder without giving up some assets. And God, I would not give up assets for a 33-year-old Jay Crowder, who's a very limited player at this point. And either way,
that's the most important part of it all as well. You're going to make a move for a player that has minimal impact on the overall team and the overall performance of the team going forward. He's nearing the end of his career. He just wants a place to play. But like, why would we be the team to give him that? Why would we be the team? Because he's just another undersized 4, stretch 4 next to Bam. He played well when he was here, but that was 3 years ago, nearly.
Yeah, so, and remember how he did in the finals. I know he frustrated the hell out of me not being able to shoot the ball, going 0 for 7
against the Bucks as well, man. That was pathetic.
Nah, he was good against the Bucks.
Sorry, it's not the Bucks. The Celtics.
Yeah, going into the third and then the final round there.
He was good against the Bucks. No, he was.
It was frustrating. And I know I would get frustrated if he was here. I think part of me just wanted to do the deal for the sake of doing a deal because his team sucks. But at the end of the day, it's not making a difference. You might as well keep him. I kind of wanted to do it just because I assumed Duncan Robinson would be in the trade, and I kind of want to shed that salary. But I was also kind of talked into it, and I had Adam explain to me the value of having a contract with that money, which I get it. It does make sense. I would argue that he tried the same thing with James Johnson and Tyler Johnson, Dion Waiters, and all those guys, and struggled to trade them for years. But regardless,
there was a reason for that, though. And I've said it time and time again, and people continue to tell me I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. When it became time to pay Dwayne Wade, the cultural icon of Miami, king of Dade County, he's the greatest ever player for our organization, hands down. Sure. And when it came time to pay him, we didn't. Now, the rest of the league would look at that and go, absolutely, they're not playing their stars, they're not playing their players. And who would want to go to play for an organization like that? So when you do get players like James Johnson, like Dion Waiters, and like Tyler Johnson, you match these deals. You pay them to flip the script a little bit to show that, no, we do pay our players. We do. What other team would go out and sign Tyler Johnson to that deal?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's actually not something I ever thought about. Is you're saying it was kind of a bad look on the Heat organization not paying Dwayne Wade, but they kind of made up for that paying all these bums. It is. So, yeah, that's a positive. I actually never really thought about that. That's a good point. And I want to respond to Ja's comment here while we're doing it. What's up, Ja? Really, same old shit. You know how it is. But we actually did get into an interesting discussion just about, paying players and kind of these long-term bad deals and how to treat them. Because, of course, we're talking about Duncan Robinson and kind of I started talking about Jay Crowder because I want him traded, partly because I like him as a player, partly because I think Duncan would be in the trade and I want Duncan gone. But George is kind of explaining the value of having these long-term deals. Well, you were just saying that it's good from like a.
It was good. It was good for that time. For that time, yeah. For the time that we were in, it's good to pay these players.
It's really just differing beliefs because some people think it's good to have these contracts as a trade asset. Other people think get these bums off my books. They're negative assets. Nobody wants them. That's kind of where I lean. But even I had Adam explain to me yesterday. He brought up a good point. He's saying they're only negative assets for another 2 years because then they become an expiring deal. And no matter who the player is, an expiring deal always has some value. But the problem is what I just started that sentence with. 2 years left on that contract. That's 2 wasted years. That's kind of why guys like Adam are also in the camp of maybe it's time to trade Jimmy Butler because it seems to be the only avenue. And I certainly get that logic. I just can't bring myself to trading a player at the caliber.
Unless you're going to make moves this year at the halfway point to really, really go all in and improve this team, and then also go into free agency and dip into the cap as much as possible to sign these big players. It's unlikely that this team does anything with the window that we have left for Jimmy Butler, the 2-year window. It's unlikely.
Yeah, I find it very hard to believe that there is anybody out there they can get short of a Kevin Durant. Like, so we're talking something that makes a real difference. Jay Crowder, listen, this team is going to struggle to make the play-in with or without Jay Crowder, you know? So I get what you're saying, but regardless, I would kind of rather just hold on to that hope of another star asking out, if not KD again, then maybe a Damian Lillard. Honestly, I can't even think of anyone else at the moment, but you win championships by having the best of the best, and Jimmy Butler's one of the best of the best. I don't want to take that for granted by just letting him walk. If he has another 2-year window left at this level, I take that 2 years and pray that some sort of move can be made within that 2 years. Because then maybe you can use Duncan's salary, maybe you can use Lowry's salary, package that up, and then go get Durant or Lillard or someone like that. And if not, all the contracts went off the books, go get Donovan Mitchell in what? Is it 2 or 3 years? So that's kind of the plan that I would like to see. Are you saying you would trade Jimmy, though? Or are you team trade Jimmy?
Yes, I am. And it's for just. It's really easy to make this sound overcomplicated, but it's not. I don't believe that this team has what it takes to compete in the window that is left, without short of any drastic sort of moves, which I don't think that this front office is capable of. You still have good young pieces, but if you start rebuilding early and you start moving those contracts now, a player like Jimmy Butler in the mid-season market could get you a package that could reset your franchise for years to come. Now, I'm not willing to let that 34-year-old, 35-year-old Jimmy Butler, 36-year-old make $35 million, 50-something million dollars. It's at that point we're just going to be paying him for the sake of paying him, because who knows if we're going to be competing at that time. But if we trade him now, you get that off the books for the future, and you retool, you reset. And this team won't take long to do that. Speaking
of that, one of the trades we keep hearing is that, for example, it's, again, not a rumor. It's just something that makes the money work, and maybe both sides would agree. It'd be a Michael Porter Jr. for Jamal Murray swap for Jimmy Butler and whatever other salaries and picks you need to make that work. Are you a fan of that specific deal? Because I've been on record saying I do not like that. I don't like it either.
I don't like it either because of their injury history. Take away the injury history, they're both phenomenal players. You got a lineup of Jamal Murray, Tyler Herro, then you get Michael Porter Jr., Bam, and then whoever you want to slap at the 3. Yeah, I want to highlight that comment that Jar just put up now. And he says, Jimmy deserves to win, and I think Miami can't give him a team to do that. Maybe if we request a trade, then yeah. If you request, that's the worst thing that can happen to us.
Yes.
That's the worst thing. If he says, I want out of Miami, that we lose all trade value at that point. So move him now to a team that can compete. And a team with Jimmy Butler and Nikola Jovic is phenomenal. Now imagine a lineup. Yeah, just imagine a lineup of Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, Tyler Herro, Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jovic, Bam and Adebayo. Or you swap Michael Porter Jr. and Bam and Nikola Jovic. Just for now. That team, or you slide Caleb with the 3. You put Caleb with the 3, probably the better option, the better fit right now.
Strus, but yeah.
Or Strus. That's the thing. You keep those players. Is that team making the playoffs? I think they are. I think they're making the play-in. They're an 8th seed. That's a 9th seed.
You think the impact this year of a
if you were to get a healthy, if you would have sorry,
you think that the impact this season alone, having Murray and Porter Jr. over Jimmy, makes him a better team for this season?
I still think we're making the playoffs. Maybe the play-in tournament.
But do you think that's a better team?
Overall, no, because Jimmy offers you too much. He gives you too much. So no, I don't think it's a better team because it's an easier job to build around Herro, Bam, and Jimmy than it is to build, the rest of the squad out with that.
I get what you're saying, Jai. Not publicly. Jimmy would never publicly request for a trade. If they were
he
to
would.
trade him,
He would.
uh, I think he has. I'd like to believe at least that he has a little more respect for this organization. But either way, kind of my point is that I don't think the Heat would screw him over. I think they kind of have a mutual respect for each other, that they would send him to a situation where he'd want to go. Kind of like we see with these star players all the time. For example, I could see him wanting to go to Denver. Jimmy just wants to win. And you're right. That team, you put Jimmy next to Jokic, that team is nice. Like, that is a really, really solid team. Ja also said it's just that it's not just that, and the picks is what makes the trade.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If we were to get a package back, just say a young player, not a young star, a young player, a couple, building pieces, and then 1, 2, or 3 first-round picks, that deal's phenomenal for us for the future.
It's better than this. Come on, Alex.
That is what I want to talk about right now. That comment right there by Alex.
You like Anthony Davis, bro?
You
talking about dudes that can't stay healthy?
I would cry for that man.
Wait,
don't care.
Wait.
If you
for or against?
4.
You out your damn mind. You are absolutely crazy.
Healthy Anthony Davis is a top 5 player in this league.
And so is Jimmy Butler. So is Jimmy Butler.
I'm not saying trade Jimmy for Jimmy for AD.
Oh, then how is he? Oh,
I'm talking about if the Lakers want to hit the reset button.
You're saying if you can get
I would trade Tyler Herro for him instantly, by the way. I wouldn't even think about it. I wouldn't breathe. I wouldn't anything. If I saw a team, if we had 3 first-round picks, 2 seconds, Tyler Herro, Nikola, Jovic, I would throw them right to LA.
So I want to ask Alex. Alex, is that what you're kind of thinking too? If you can pair Bam with Jimmy, because if that's what you're talking about too, Jordan,
pair Bam with AD,
or pair Bam with AD and Jimmy. You're saying?
Oh, we're title favorites.
That's really interesting to think about because I'm really not a big AD fan, to be honest.
How can you not be? Is it just because of the injuries? Is that it? Take away the injuries. Are you a fan of him?
It's because of the unibrow. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, George. How can you just say take away injuries? The man doesn't
take away the injuries. The player when he's healthy, 38 and 16 like he had the other day.
He's a guy that can, but he's also a guy that is extremely limited when it comes to shooting the ball. And when you got Jimmy and Bam who can't shoot, I'm not gonna assume it's gonna be all sunshine.
Jimmy can shoot. Jimmy can shoot.
George, we're talking about threes, not shooting.
I don't care. He can shoot.
Nah.
He can. He's not reliable, but he can try.
Technically, thank you, Jai. Technically, he can shoot, but he's not a shooter. He's a guy that will take maybe 1 3 a game. When you got guys that maybe take 1 3 a game like Bam and Jimmy, you need someone else who ideally can take and make a lot of threes. That's why Strus worked so well with them. That's why Duncan worked so well with them for a while. And that's why, guess what? LeBron, he can make threes. He's not great at them. Westbrook, we know he's not a shooter. Look what happens when you play AD with those dudes. They were terrible.
Jimmy shooting 35% from 3 this year, by the way. Can I just put that out there? Jimmy.
Who? Oh, okay. And
Jimmy shooting 35%. LeBron's shooting 25% this year on 3.
He actually is. I actually did see that. I actually did see that. But that's
Anthony Davis is not this year so far, but has been a very good 3-point shooter in his recent years.
What's AD
take away this year?
What's AD shooting from 3?
This year, 26%.
See, I just feel like
last year though, he shot near 40.
I'm scared of being in a similar situation that the Lakers are facing. Now, you can argue Caleb Martin's not no 3-point sniper either. He's capable, but he
shot 5 of he went 5 of 6 and 3 of 5 back-to-back games.
And
I'm not saying he's a good shooter. That's a good stretch. It's a big difference.
Listen, nobody's really perfect, so I'm not going to sit here and say, just to get back to the overall point, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want AD because he can't shoot. I can nitpick anybody like that. I could say, oh, I don't want Kevin Durant because he's soft. Of course I want Kevin Durant. He's one of the greatest scorers of all time. I've just never been a big AD fan, and the spacing issues do scare me. So I think the fact that you're assuming that team, what is the ceiling of that team, or what is the floor?
The floor is the top 3 seed.
And
seeds.
championship or what?
Championship ceiling, easily. You put a defensive lineup out of Gabe, Vincent, Kyle Lowry, whoever you want to put in there.
Is Lowry not in that trade? Don't AD make a ton of money?
Tyler Herro makes a ton of money as well. If
No.
you put AD and Lowry, if you put Lowry and look, that's fine. You'll put Lowry and Tyler Herro in the trade together. That's fine. Fine. You got Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, and Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, that Josh says you think we can get a star player for our bums. He thinks our only trades for a role player. I get what you're saying. That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out here myself because.
But if the Lakers hit the reset, that's the only way you're going to get Anthony Davis.
Well, there's a reason we missed it on Donovan Mitchell. If Kevin Durant becomes available again, who knows if they'll have the assets to get him.
No, they won't.
You can say our best package really is, and Tyler's money doesn't kick in yet when you send out on trade. So you would most likely have to send Duncan and Lowry.
Yes, it does.
I thought that was the only. I get mixed
25
up.
25 million, basically, it is what he accounts for.
I thought that's what you're sending out if you're the Heat, but that's not how other teams receive it. It's called like a poison pill or something. I got to be honest. I might be making that up.
We need Harry.
We do need.
We need Harry.
Regard. Let's just say, do you want to throw Lowry in the trade or not? Does it make a difference to you?
Of course.
Okay,
of course.
So let's say our best package we could offer anybody is Lowry, Duncan, Tyler, Jovic, and I think they got 3 first-round picks. Is that enough to get Anthony Davis? That's kind of what your question is, Josh.
Of course it. 3 first-round picks and Tyler Herro.
It didn't get Mitchell.
And Jovic.
It didn't get Mitchell. Well, we don't.
They didn't offer that. They didn't offer that. Anything close to that. They offered nothing close to that trade package.
This, I like, Ja. George, what do you think about what he said about trading Bam for KD? I would do that.
Hell no, I would rather do a multitude of things, plethora of things than before I do that.
Also, this is a true comment, Jeff. AD's a better shooter than Duncan. Ain't
Facts.
that for damn sure. Ain't that for damn sure. Listen, you said you give me AD, Bam, Jimmy championship. Can I say the same thing and say I give you Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers of all time, Jimmy Butler?
You take away Bam from that situation. He's okay. When you look at the future and the current standing of this team, who's the most important player on the floor right now for us?
You said you can't say current and future. If his future is Bam, if it's now, it's Jimmy.
It's Jimmy and Bam.
Yeah.
Jimmy needs Bam as much as Bam needs Jimmy.
Sure.
So they rely on each other. If you take away Bam and Adebayo and you put Kevin Durant and Jimmy Butler together, sure, you might get close to a championship, but I don't think it's enough still. You take away Bam and Adebayo, who's defending at a high level at the center? Who are you going to put there? Then you're going to go out and find a center.
If you were able to replace Bam and Adebayo, see, I'm trying to even.
You can't replace Bam.
I understand, but I'm saying I'm trying to think about the absolute best they could do. So I'm over here thinking, I'm like, well, on the roster, it's not it. You got Dedmon and Yurtseven.
Cheers, Jeff understands. See? Look at that last message.
He said, bro, KD, Jimmy, and Dedmon ain't going to get a chip. That's what I'm trying to.
They're nowhere near a chip
now, Jeff. Because I'm thinking it's not on the roster. Something. Who else is out there? I mean, you got your Boogie Cousins.
You could get Rashawn Holmes from Sacramento. That's probably the best you're going to get.
Okay,
Mitchell Robinson from the New York Knicks.
So let me ask you this. Let's say they bring in KD to play the 4. Is the upgrade from Caleb to KD and then the downgrade from Bam to DeMarcus Cousins or Rashawn Holmes?
That is not good enough.
But is that not better than just taking the? I don't know. I really don't value AD that much.
How can you undervalue Bam and Adebayo so much after what you've seen him do?
I don't. It's not about
you undervalue. You don't like Bam and Adebayo. You're a Knicks fan. I knew it.
Let me make one thing.
Go support Boston.
Let me make one thing very clear, George.
Don't tell me how to fan.
Josh said, "I'm with George. I'm not trading Bam or Jimmy for an all-star because they need another star, not just swap players." I think right now, if you put Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant on a roster and surround them with a scrap heap, I think that's better than what we have now. You disagree with that, Josh? You disagree with that, George?
For the short term. But okay, for how much you're going to get better offensively by getting yourself a go-to scorer like Kevin Durant, is going to make your team offensively so much better. but by losing the single most important defensive player in the entire league. For Kevin Durant will make you just as bad.
I'm trying to win in Jimmy's window. That's all. So maybe you get KD this year and then you find the replacement next year. Maybe you do. Maybe you can get Miles Turner in the offseason if you have the salary to match.
See, that's where I'm conflicted as well. Would I take a championship this or next year if it means 8 or so years of bad heat?
Well, this is what I'm saying too, and also to get to Josh's point again. I understand if you pick up KD midseason. I think Alex said the thing earlier. He said other option is Brooklyn continues to implode and some of their assets come available. If that happens, which I think it might, that team sucks. And if you're able to get Kevin Durant, I understand Jimmy Bam or Jimmy KD and bums is not winning a championship. But you're going to next season with two of the best players in the league. And so is Bam, but we understand there's levels to this, and KD's in a completely different stratosphere than Bam. So I understand that. But it gives you a whole offseason, and then you try to win next year. Because the way this team is right now, you're not winning if you trade Jimmy next year. You're not winning if you run it back next year. I think you got a chance if you have KD. That's what I'm saying.
Look, no, but none of it comes at the cost of Bam Adebayo. I'm sorry. I wouldn't trade Bam for anybody in the league. Except for a Luka Doncic,
I was just
Giannis
going to say Luka.
Jason Tatum type. That's it. Not even. I don't even know about Jason Tatum.
How do you feel about this, George? This is our last question, and we're going to get into some of our segments. How do you feel about this?
Get him the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. I can't deal with that crap.
No, I agree. Ja, do you want all the drama that comes with that? I understand you're saying the value's low. If you can get him, especially if you losing Lowry, who we all know sucked, and I think Kyrie's on this. Can you make any more noise, George?
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
You didn't know? You put up a plastic bottle to the mic and started. Also, that's really bad for the environment. You got to get yourself one of these bad boys. It's reusable.
Please talk again. Continue.
Ja, explain why you want Kyrie, because to me,
no. We don't talk about that. We're not talking about Kyrie. That's the reason I was crushing the bottle together. We don't talk about Kyrie.
You want to get
Kyrie is a no-go zone.
You want to get into our who dis?
Get into who dis.
Now Wade, Walker with 3 seconds left. Come on!
Who the fuck are you?
Henry Walker!
George, who dis? Who dis? Who dis? Who dis? Ja, I'm not going to get to your comment because George doesn't want to talk about Kyrie. It's time for Who Dis, the segment we show you a random obscure player in Heat history, and the first person to comment the answer to us at the Basement Sports Network with the hashtag Witness Weekly so we can find you, and the link to this video to help us share and spread the word a little bit. First person gets a shout out. So we have this random Heat player here. Don't forget to tweet. Don't comment.
If you don't get this on your first try, if you don't get that on your first try, no researching needed. No, it's already done.
Ja, Alex, I see the comment. Send us a tweet on Twitter if y'all got Twitter. If you don't understand. If you do, let us know. We'll get you a retweet, man. We'll get you some shout outs. We're trying to spread the word out here, man. Otherwise, I can't give you credit for that. I mean, I will just because I appreciate y'all tuning in. But I went with someone easy because I kind of wanted to give the people a chance here. I know a couple weeks ago I went with Henry Walker and nobody got it. And we have a winner already. It is none other than my boy Will, who said Big Z, aka Zerjunas Ogauskas. I'll go ahead.
Ja and Alex win over your friend Will. Stop colluding with your friends.
Will sent. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and get rid of this. Shout out to my guy Kid_Clutch12. I hope this doesn't count as me putting Will on stream because I have very strict orders from the higher ups, aka Royal and Adam Bry, to not put Will on stream because they absolutely hate him. They absolutely hate this man. But shout out to Will for tuning in. We'll go ahead and get you I can't retweet him because he's private. Will, ain't no one care about your tweets that much that you got to private yourself, man. Oh, Yakuba Diawara. That's a name. You know what, Alex? Tune in next week. That's gonna be the player.
Oh,
just so y'all know, that's gonna be the player next week. So you could have
I forgot about this guy completely.
That was a little bit before my time, but I just know the name because it's hard to not remember the name.
Can you get a photo after that? I want to get that. I want to get a photo. I just want to know if it's exactly what I'm thinking of.
But shout out to Will, who said, even when I win, I lose at Uncle Phil at Adam Barai.
Bro, I remember this guy too well.
I liked him. Yeah, I didn't watch back then, back when they had Yakubu Diawara, but I'm very
06,
familiar with the name.
you didn't watch in 06?
Nah,
07.
I was 8. I was 8 years old at that
2008, 2009. Did you not watch it?
time.
That's when he was finally playing for the Heat. And 2009, 10.
I started watching Big 3 era, but obviously I've done my research since then, and it would have been tough for me to get into basketball. Just like Alex is saying, damn, that team was trash. Like, yeah, I wasn't going to start watching sports back then. I mean, in 2009, I was 11. You know, it was kind of hard to get into it. I'm so sorry, Joy. You just started watching the Dolphins this year. Same thing.
You shut up about that. You don't understand.
But
Tua is him.
Shout out to, I like that.
Tua is him.
Shout out to Ja. Shout out to Alex. And, of course, shout out to my guy Will for getting this right. All right, George, you ready to get into our Let's Go?
Yeah, baby.
Let's go! Yo, I think we should do it again.
Let's Go, a.k.a. GOAW, stands for Greatest of All Week, where we share something really great that happened to us this week. And you know what? I'm not going to go with this podcast or this live stream, but I could. I feel like we got off to a rough start because you threw me off with that whole get up. If you guys missed the beginning of this thing, you have to watch oh God, here we go again.
Keep talking, please.
George, aka Gabriel, you like how I call my ours? Gabriella. For a loop, but I think we really picked it up now. So so make sure y'all go back and watch that replay. Anyways, George, who do you got for your go?
I said it before and I'll say it again. Put me full screen. Bam Adebayo is him. He's him. He is him. He's the future. And when you get idiots like Anthony who say he's not, don't listen. Tune it out. It's not real. Put me back, goddammit. Put me back. Bam Adebayo is one of the most gifted superstars that we've had on this Heat roster in a long time. And he is the best big man to ever touch a basketball on this team. He's over Shaquille O'Neal when he played for us. I don't care that he got us a ring. He is over Alonzo Mourning. He is over Hassan Whiteside. He's over Dexter Pittman.
No. Right now, the Heat signed Quincy AC. Does your opinion change?
How can you tug at the heartstrings like that?
Yo,
how can you tug at the heartstrings like that when this man could be playing for us still? Put him on the team! God damn it! Wait, wrong way. Look at that! He's perfect! He's starting next to Bam. He is basically Precious Achiuwa.
Did you happen to see that your other guy, Chris Silva, had like 26 and like 17 with like 7 assists?
Oh, I'm well aware. He played in the G League for the Atlanta Hawks or something.
Eddie Curry. Okay, Will, you don't know ball. Ja, not yet, George. Alex said, explain to me how on earth we can get rid of Lowry.
Okay, simple.
You're gonna need a dump truck to lift this fat. Okay,
simple. Name an organization looking for a point guard right now. Who is a team
Lakers.
That's been looking? No. They've got a point guard. Turns out they've got 2 of them, by the way. They brought in Russell Westbrook, even though he's a point guard that needs to have the ball in his hands to be useful. He proved that in OKC. He proved that in Houston and in Washington. The ball needs to be in his hands for him to do his triple-double stuff. And his amazing, phenomenal basketball comes with the ball in his hands. But LeBron James is also a point guard. If you don't understand, he needs the ball in his hands just as much.
I agree.
He's a facilitator. Gets everything.
I don't want to talk about the Lakers. Who is
okay? Anyway,
reference?
The Dallas Mavericks have a guy named Maxi Kleber, and he's a decent 3-point shooter. He's basically Davis Bertans making less money. If you were to package Lowry and a second for him, I don't know how the money would work,
That's exactly my point,
Hey,
John.
no,
We don't have a point
Nunn
guard.
is shooting, by the way, like 33% and 18% from three. He
That's
is
my
garbage.
point. The Lakers
He
don't
is
have
shit.
a point guard. Also, I actually have been watching Little Sioux Falls. They're good.
Bro, do you know who they signed? You know who they have on the team? Chandler Hutchinson.
Yes, I did see that. That's the name.
Hutchinson. He used
He
to
was
play
with the Bulls for a little bit.
For the Bulls. He used
I
to play
remember.
for, I think, Washington as well. He's phenomenal.
I like your Kleber point, George. But check this out.
Yeah, but how much are you giving up for him? How much are you going to give up for Pirtle? A lot. You're giving up a lot.
Spurs want to rebuild. I get what you're saying. The Dallas one is more realistic because they're looking to compete. Lowry's a point guard they could arguably use to compete at the moment. Sure.
I think that is a good trade. I think if you put Kyle Lowry on the Dallas Mavericks, they play a lot better. Point justice was beautiful. Game 1 of 2017. Game 1 of 2017 against the Bucks.
I was thinking
he had a 30-point triple-double, I think he had, or something close to that. He was perfect.
I was thinking that Will wanted him back. I don't want him back.
I want him back. I would take him back.
Jeez Christ. Is that your goal? Is that your goal? Because we got a lot to get to. We've been going for a while.
You don't need my go.
Is that all you got?
Next segment. We go straight to the next segment.
No, I didn't do my go.
Oh, okay. You go.
My go.
You go full screen as well.
The easy one. By all means, the easy one. Jimmy Butler's block on Devin Booker was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. You know why? Because Devin Booker is a crybaby, drama queen, diva-ass bum that I cannot stand. Let me tell you why I hate Devin Booker. It all started when this man scored 70 points in a loss and celebrated it. Not only did, I get it. He's a young kid, 70 points, big deal. You want to celebrate, fine. But that Phoenix team was intentionally fouling the Boston Celtics that night just to get the ball back so Devin Booker could score 70. That is the most BS that I've ever seen in my entire life. Can you imagine Jimmy Butler doing something like that? Flat out saying, I only care about my stats. I don't care that I won the game. I lost a lot of respect for Devin Booker that night that he scored 70, and he should not be praised for that because it was bogus. Fast forward a couple years later in the offseason. What are you doing in the offseason? What do you do? You practice. You practice basketball. You know when you're a good player, what happens to you in basketball? You get double teamed. So Devin Booker should be practicing getting double teamed. But no, he gets double teamed in practice in the summer. And what does he do? He cries about it. Why are we double teaming? Let's work on our games. You stupid idiot. That's part of the game is getting double teamed. Why would you complain about that? Shout out to Joakim Noah, another guy I don't like, but I have a lot of respect for because I actually think he's a good player. I don't like him because he was good against us, saying that is part of the game. He said that to Devin Booker, and he's right. Why is Devin Booker out there crying? Additionally, Devin Booker, all he wants to do is preach Mamba mentality, and he's like Kobe, this and that. My guy, you was complaining that the Toronto Raptors mascot was distracting you. I thought you had Mamba mentality. Can you imagine Kobe missing a free throw and complaining because the mascot was distracting him? Shut your mouth. Seriously, you complain about the mascot? Kobe would not have even known that thing was there. Devin Booker's a crybaby. I'm glad that Jimmy Butler absolutely packed his shit and sent it all the way right back in his face, and then he got it back and bricked the game-winning two. I hate Devin Booker. That's my goal. I'm done. Did I bring up some Dallas points?
You did.
Thank you.
And the reason they're like that is because he plays for an organization who's never won a ring before. Just as Denver. The fatherless behavior from Denver people, fans, and players alike is pathetic.
I don't stand by that quote you just said, but continue.
What?
Did you say fatherless?
Like you said, Twitter reference, buddy. Relax. It is poor behavior, sad. Their fans are weird. It's sad to see. I don't like that. As I sit here in a wig in sunglasses.
Well, I was very that's a wig. I was very mad during that segment when really I shouldn't have. That's my goal. But now we're gonna get into a segment where we're allowed to get a little mad. For grinds my gears, let's go ahead and send it over to Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony. You know what really grinds my gears?
Can't hear myself, don't feel myself. I've lost my step, don't feel right.
George, what grinds your gears this week, buddy?
The fact that that's still a fucking video on our thing. Get Josh Rick Roberts out of my face, please.
But the whole point is he grinds your gears, George. It's not praise.
I hate you. I hate you for that. My grinds my gears moment of the week is simple. Tyler Herro, what are you doing? What are you doing? James Jones is the only reason that entire organization is successful today. Because he took the Miami culture and he threw it in Phoenix. But I'll tell you right now, man.
Yeah, these comments, I'm just telling them I agree. You can continue with your point.
That's father's behavior, what he did. I hate him.
What's good, my guy, Trey Jean? How you doing, my guy? Continue. We're on our grinds my gears. George is about to spit on Tyler Herro. Continue.
Tyler Herro, your unwillingness to play through any sort of injury is annoying.
How can you assume it's unwillingness, though?
Because I just feel it, that it's such a bullshit injury. That he's just not putting in the time and effort to work on his dexterity in the long term. And as it was brought up by Adam Barai and Royal, every single freaking year, there's something wrong with him. He'll miss 20 games.
That's a good point.
20 games. He wants to play. He wants to get better. You can feel it. But I need to see, and I'm just so upset. Yes, Ja Morant. Yes, he did. I think that there's something else going on. I don't know. I feel like there's more than the injury going on. And the fact that we don't know is what grinds my gears. We don't know anything about this team. We didn't know anything about Omer Yurtseven's injury. We thought it was going to be a week or two. It's a season now. Oladipo, we thought he was healthy. He's coming back. A small tweak, it's fine. Maybe a couple weeks. It's looking like he could also take his entire season away again. Tyler Herro, looks like a small injury. We could be sitting here in a month's time with the exact same outlook.
I would argue.
And it's the fact that we don't know is what grinds my gears.
I get where you're coming from. It's frustrating. Mic drop. It's frustrating as a fan. You're sitting here wondering, and you're like, okay, Tyler missing a game, no big deal. Next thing you know, it's been 2 months. It's frustrating as a fan. I get it. I would argue, though, I like that my organization is a good organization, meaning they keep secrets, they keep stuff in-house. They don't have a bunch of blabbermouths, because that's how you get into trouble. Same reason they keep injuries a secret, the same reason they're able to keep a lot of trade rumors secret, and which is important, because next thing you know, you hear a trade rumor that falls through, and then you got a pissed off player. That's not good for an organization. And also, just as far as specifically these injuries, it's their personal business, man. Like, their personal business doesn't necessarily be out there. If Tyler has an ankle injury, I don't need to know how severe it is or how long he's going to be out. And we got a Trajan. He's referencing last night's post. Said Ryan then was.
He's 6'11". He's a small forward, power forward.
And he said he's a god at heart. He was never big. I appreciate that, Trajan. We got into that so much yesterday. If y'all want to hear me argue with Royal and Twan about if Jovic should be the starting forward, check out the post game for last night. That's some good stuff. But
you can't go around saying he's a guard. You can't.
That's all he played his whole life. I'm not getting into it, George. You grind my gears. What also grinds my gears is myself. So if I'm going to give you some, I'm going to give myself some as little. Yesterday, I was an idiot. So I'm watching the Heat game, getting ready to sit down and watch the Heat game. I had a busy day, was doing a lot of prep for this, doing a lot of prep for my Believe podcast. Shout out to that. I just recorded the first episode with Heat legend Mario Chalmers. I just recorded that actually a couple hours ago. So that'll be coming out probably tomorrow. So y'all can follow me on Twitter. Y'all see at AnthonyD_Heat. I'll be talking to Chalmers every week. So first episode drops tomorrow. But I was doing a lot of prep for that, right? So I didn't really feel like cooking. I didn't really feel like driving out to get some food. And I had a DoorDash coupon. You guys have DoorDash over there, George? You don't have DoorDash?
No.
Okay. It's a food delivery.
We do have DoorDash.
Oh.
We do. I just remember now. I just trying to think.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I didn't think it was a bad question. I was going to explain to you. Food delivery service, right? So I'm like, you know what? I want to get some Moe's. Do you guys have Moe's over there?
No.
Do you know what Moe's is?
Is it the place in Simpsons?
No, it's not Moe's Tavern. It's not. Take a guess. What type of food they sell there?
At Moe's?
Yeah.
Steak. Sandwiches. Sandwiches?
No. No, it's like Chipotle. Do you have Chipotle over there? Wow. It's like, okay, George is disconnected. I think I offended him when I asked if they had Chipotle. He'll be back in here soon. I don't really feel like stopping my point. Anyways, I went to get some Moe's, got my burrito, chicken, spicy, of course, as George is back in here.
That wasn't me, by the way. No, we do not have Chipotle.
Okay, what do you mean it wasn't you? It wasn't me.
My internet lagged out.
They sell burritos, right? Got myself a spicy chicken burrito, rice, beans, all that stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna get it delivered to my house. It'll be here, by the end of the first quarter. I could eat, keep editing, right? So I hit order, check back 5 minutes later, check the delivery. Turns out I had it delivered to my old apartment address, which is like 15 minutes from me, right?
How many you drove to get it?
Which is farther than the Moe's. So I'm like, damn. So I go to check to see if I can change the address. It says it's too late. I contact my driver. I say, hey, by the way, it'd be an extra 15-minute drive for him, right? So I'm like, by the way, I typed in the wrong address. Here's my actual address. Can you drop it off? I'll tip you like an extra $10, which is a great tip, right? And then I accidentally sent him a random picture in my phone. There was nothing bad. It was just a random picture. But I was like, oh, my bad. I didn't mean to send it. This man doesn't open my messages, doesn't call me, doesn't do nothing. Just 10 minutes later, responds with a picture of the food sitting outside my old apartment. So now not only did I pay the extra DoorDash inflated fees, not only did I pay for the tip, but I had to drive all the way to my old apartment, which is farther than the original restaurant to begin with. So my whole plan to save time and not have to leave the house so I could edit was ruined by my dumb mistake. But fortunately, I did have the DoorDash coupon. That's the only reason I ordered in the first place, because that stuff's expensive. But I grind my own gears. So
learn how to cook, Ant.
Licker said, why didn't I call him? I thought he was going to respond to my message. The dude was like driving and he wasn't even at the restaurant yet. So I thought when he got to Moe's, I actually didn't even get Moe's. I got 3 peppers. I don't know if that's a nation. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a chain. It's the same thing though. It's all the same thing.
I have that anyway.
They sell burritos, quesadillas, whatever.
We have one Taco Bell in the entire of this country.
I'm not a Taco Bell guy actually, but that does.
It's horrible. It's so bad here.
Yeah, I don't really eat that. But yeah, I thought he was gonna check when he got to the restaurant, but
we just got Five Guys, by the way. We got one Five Guys.
Five Guys is good, bro.
So expensive. $20 a burger.
It's expensive, but they fill you up on fries. It's a good time. Will says should have got your punk ass up.
He's right.
I had to edit and do stuff. Y'all want to see what I was working on? I didn't make no videos for today since I was so busy, but I'll show y'all some of these intros I was working on.
3, 2, 1.
It's a Mario time.
Cloud overhead, hoping that I break that. Won't get a hold, won't determine fate that. I still see sunshine in my dream. See days with raindrops behind me.
Good, George, I think. And George left me. I also made this one for a segment I'm working on.
Mario?
Wheel of Questions.
That's it. You got it.
That's it. That's what I'm working on. George told me he had to go answer the door real quick. But yeah, not to shout out no other networks here, but I'm excited. It's something I'm pretty cool I'm working on. So again, if y'all want to hear my full first episode with Mario Chalmers, go ahead and check it out. It'll be on my Twitter and follow the Believe Network on all their platforms. That's Believe, BLEAV, by the way. And like this, Jay said, announced Chris Silva's 10-day contract. I love it. Jay's back. George heard
yes,
and he's back.
Yes, he's so bad, but we need him so badly.
George, let's get into our bet of the week. You ready?
Shut up and appreciate greatness.
Said that I got it, I'm on it. One of a kind, you can clone it. Hey, whatever you do, better own it. Sick of these that's on it. Hey.
Okay. Before we get into what we're betting on next week, let's go ahead and reveal to y'all, if you didn't watch last episode, what this bet of the week was from last week. And it was the loser had to wear a terrible wig for the entire length of the stream. So shout out to George for going out, getting a beautiful wig. I said terrible wig, George, but you look great. You look stunning. The beautiful wig with the glasses looking like Joe Exotic, Dr. Disrespect, Billy Ray Cyrus with some bleach hair, whatever you want to call it, man.
Don't break my heart. My achy breaking. Sorry, go.
You look good, man.
I don't know how to play the
Shout
guitar.
out
This
to
was
George.
$10. I bought this
The
for $10.
best.
I don't know.
Really? That's a good guitar for
It's a good part.
The bet was Duncan Robinson threes because, of course, last week we had my boy Goods from King Sports on, so we let him pick. I picked 2, knowing that was going to be the max. And, of course, Duncan didn't end up hitting a single 3. I think he might have hit 1. No more than 1. So stupid of George to bet the over on that. And because of that, he's wore this beautiful stream, this beautiful wig off stream. But I think it worked out. He looks good. Now, as George tells us what player, it's his turn now. So as he tells us what player prop bet we want to bet on this week, I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel. George, what do you want to bet on?
Nikola Jovic minutes.
For the next game? Because I like doing the game better. You want to do for next game?
Next game.
For next
Over the next 3.
So, George, oh, wait. So you want to do for the next game or the total of the next
Spin it again. We've already done that one.
Yeah, but I put it on the wheel twice.
Okay.
I think you can get some payback, or do you want to spin again?
That's fine. We'll keep this one.
All
We'll
right.
keep this one.
All right. We'll keep
Nikola Jovic minutes.
Can we do for the next game though? So
All right, fine. One game.
Okay. So the next game. You know what? Now let's do next game so we have some time to prep. Not that we really need prep for this bet, but I mean we can. So the next game versus the Washington Wizards. George had decided to bet on Nikola Jovic minutes. That is a weird bet because we have no idea if Bam is going to play or not. So that is a risky one. But nonetheless, I think it's pretty fun. And of course, y'all see the wheel. The loser will have to tweet out something of the players choosing. That's something George had already lost once this year. And I had to tweet out his OnlyFans link, which is dead now. Of course, it's not real. But we got some good laughs in the moment. So hopefully I win this one. Otherwise, I know George is going to be gunning for some payback. So I got to pick something good. So George, how many minutes do you want to I really don't want to
18 minutes.
Next game?
For Nikola Jovic.
You think he's going to play 18 minutes next game?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking because I know if Bam Adebayo doesn't play, he's going to easily hit that.
But if he plays, he only plays 10.
But see, even if Bam plays, I could see Jovic played relatively well, at least offensively. I could see Bam. You know what? I'm going to say 17 minutes. I'm going to go 1 under.
That's filthy.
17 minutes. Not because if it's 17 or less, I get it. If it's 18 and over, you get it. If it's in the middle, it's going to come down to the seconds. But I would be filthy if I said 17:59. I'm not going
to answer the question that Cheers Jeff said, and where am I from? This is where I'm actually from. I live in England, brother. I live in Birmingham.
This is
I live in
your real
Birmingham. I live in Birmingham.
Entertain the crowd. I'm gonna type in our bets into the comments here. Sing a song about how many minutes, about how Nikola Jovic is gonna play.
I'm not
18
singing.
minutes
I don't
next
sing.
game.
No more. I quit.
Why is that?
I quit. But this is what's gonna happen to Duncan Robinson if he doesn't turn his act around and put up his trade value a bit more. I'm gonna kill him. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it.
Whoa.
Play better. Because there was a moment of last game when it was the last 5 seconds of a quarter, something like that. He took a shot, got it blocked, got the ball back in his hands, put his head down, just didn't want anything to part of it. The game's still on.
That's the most Duncan thing ever. It really is. It really is.
Do better, Duncan. Do better.
I'm trying to figure out why Will is sending me reels on Instagram when he's supposed to be watching the stream. Are you not entertained, Will?
You not entertained?
It's too blurry to see it. But anyways, he's sending me stuff on Instagram. All right. That's all I got for this week. We've been going for pretty much exactly an hour. Unless we got any final words from you, George.
Peace out, be good people. Shout out LJ.
No. You failed the test. You know why?
What do you mean?
You had one job and it was simple.
Oh. Is it the time? Is it time?
Go. I just threw up the lob. Dunk the ball.
Strus! Damn it! I've never done this before. I'm really excited.
I thought you was... Bro, I threw up a beautiful lob.
Oh, my God.
And you thought I was doing the Strus daddy. No,
and how I wish we had insurance on Duncan's contract. Insurance does not have to be complicated. Email them or give them a call today to tell them the basement sent you. Reach out. It's not that hard. Get insured, people. You need it. Shout out to my man James Poe as well. Great man, supporter of the basement, letting us fulfill our dreams and giving entertainment to you.
Make sure to email him at jpo@simplehealthadvisors.com or give him a little Dedmon ring from distance. That's 321-345-7738. I cannot believe you folded the bag that bad.
I never got to do that before. That was my first time.
Your ad read was good. I just can't believe you thought I was going for a Strus daddy.
Can we play it now, though, please?
Did you see that dunk that he had?
It was... Oh.
We got another Strus.
This is a Strus Daddy alert.
Strus Daddy alerta.
Let's go, baby. We'll see y'all next week. I'm out.
Look, pull up in the city tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a headspace. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me. Better watch your tone, better take your love now.